some really interesting things about how much cannabis and alcohol consumption has increased.
More than a year into this pandemic, a new survey finds Canadians are not okay. Those who use drugs or alcohol have increased their consumption by 50% over the past 12 months. And those are not the only crutches propping us up.
Almost half of people have increased their consumption of pornography. Almost half have increased their use of gambling. It starts to reflect a country, a world that is looking for ways to deal with this.
This comes as the weight of our mental health struggles grow heavier.
Half of Canadians were showing some degree of depression in terms of an objective measure.
The survey also highlighted the inequity of the pandemic, with 30% of women saying their mental health was fair or poor, compared to just 20% of men.
They are still primarily the caregivers for children. So if you're trying to balance a job and be a caregiver, the stress must be enormous. So it's not entirely surprising that that would be the case.
And younger Canadians are also more prone to feeling glum as the pandemic drags on.
That was a time of life where you got to explore and really start to express your identity and understand who you were through all sorts of activities, particularly social ones. And in the context of a lockdown, all of that was pushed to the side.
But the survey suggests that the pandemic has opened eyes with regards to how Canadians approach their mental well-being.
We've seen 30 to 40% increases in the diagnoses of depression. So that's people who actually go to a doctor and get a diagnosis indicating that they are depressed.
The survey was conducted by a group that's touting the use of psychedelics as an alternative therapy. The Canadian government has begun loosening access to these tools, and given our collective mental health struggles, more people are coming around to considering this as an option in the future.
1/3 of people indicated that they would support the use of psychedelic assisted therapies after understanding a little bit more about it. 20% of people would be open to trying it, and another 25% of people would be open to learning more.
Scott Frolick, City News, Edmonton.